each jam you will select 5 skaters to go out. So before the game starts, you actually select who's like the home team and who's the away team. So we're just going to say that you're the home team, just for the sake of demonstration. So the home team puts out 1 skater first in the lineup phase. So we'll start by you putting out a skater, and then the away team will put out a skater, and then you go back and forward until you've each put out 5 skaters. You put the blockers in front and the jammer behind, and you can put them out in any order. Cool. It's always your arms. Axel's going all the biggest skaters you can find. KP's putting out the little ones. And then, yep, your jammer, there you go. All right, cool. All right, so you've each put out like your teams. So the ones in front are your 4 blockers for this jam, and the one behind is your jammer. Looking at the cards, the top stat, the little star, is their jamming stat. The next one is their blocking stat, and then this one is their tactics. So the jamming basically decides like whether they're going to get past the opposing blockers. The blocking stat is like how good they are at blocking and if they can stop the other jammer. And then the tactics is how many action cards they get to pick up each turn. So how many like abilities and stuff they can use each turn. And you draw the action cards from here. There's 5 different types of action cards. There's blocking, jam, teamwork, strategy, and referee. And when the jam starts, then you'll each take turns in playing the action cards. So we're in the lineup phase currently. Before we go into the jam phase, we have to count up the total of tactics that we have. So KP, you have 1, 0, 0. So 2 is 3, another one is 4. So you're going to draw 4 cards. So yep, go ahead and do that. And then you'll do the same. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you draw 6. All of these cards will be played in the next phase when we go into the jam phase. There is just 1 card that can be played in the lineup phase, and that's called a false start. If any of you have that, you can use it now. Yeah. So what will happen is use a false start. So it actually says use this card during the lineup phase. So normally these cards are used during the jam phase. And what it does is Axel can target a skater, and then that skater is going to start the jam with 2 less blocks. So see how the icon is red? So you put that on one of his skaters. You'll only do it to the blocker. There's no point putting it on the jammer because they won't be using block this jam at all. Yeah, cool. So the way it does is it stacks up underneath like this. So yeah, so he will now have 1 block. But it's still possible for KP to put more things on that to like make it higher. So we're going to the jam phase. So how it works is the home team, which is KP, will play an action card, and then it's your turn, Axel, to play an action card back and forward until 2 people pass in a row. So you can pass whenever you want, but if the other person passes, then it goes into the scoring phase. So just start by playing one of your cards. Most of them explain what they do, just written on it.
Jam card on my jammer.
Sweet. So it just gives you +1 jam. So this jammer now has 15 jam.
What did it say?
Cool.
If I use this one.
Yep. So these ones come out in front of you and they turn sideways. So you can see that your whole team is affected by this. It's called a teamwork card. So what it is a recycle, and it allows you to use your skills twice. So here, for example, patient, you may discard a card from your hand to draw a card. You can normally use these just once. However, because you have that out, you can use it twice. It can be used at any time. It doesn't have to be in this back and forth order. So at any point, if you want to discard one of those cards because you don't like it, you can draw another card.
Yep.
And because you played this, you can actually do that 2 times. So it's handy for getting stuff out that might not be very useful. Great.
So I am going to play a reset card.
Sweet.
Where's that go?
So that's just like a one-use sort of thing. So it goes into the discard pile. So just wherever you want, yep, just put it there. And then you draw the 2 cards. Cool. So that counts as your turn.
How do I play that one?
Let me see what it is. Yep, so that's great. So first thing you do is draw a card. So draw one. And then you may remove a teamwork card from play. So this is a teamwork card.
Yep.
So you can remove it.
Just take it out of play?
Yeah, so it just goes over there.
Oh, no.
And then that goes out. Yeah, cool.
Rude.
All right, so what you guys are trying to do as well is you want to get in the scoring phase, you want to have your jammer get through the opposing wall, and you also want to stop their jammer from getting through.
Yep.
So you need to have a higher total block value. So currently your team has 1, 2, 3, 4, plus 5 is 9, plus number 2 is 11. So you have 11 total, and KP currently has 15. So you need to get above that to stop him. This skater also has a negative ability on it because it's such a high number, like 14 is very high. Lightweight. When this skater is the jammer, all opposing blockers under the effect of a block card gain an additional +2. This guy here actually counts as +3. So this is 4 in total, so 4, 6, 11, 13. So you're actually pretty close. So if you can do something to like remove this or just get up a little bit higher, this one also has an ability called Steady, which if you put a blocking card on it, will get a bonus 1 just for that ability.
All right.
Yeah, so that because of this jammer is actually a +3, so this skater goes to 5. So KP, you're going to be wanting to try to, if you can, like get that out. There will be cards that allow you to remove. She also has an ability where she can like totally remove an opposing skater, but she has to take a chance. She could get like a penalty or something like that. Yep. So she's very good, but she's also like quite risky. So if KP is at the point where he's not going to be able to get through, then you might try to apex jump somewhere.
Right.
Yeah.
So I do that at the end of the...
Yeah, you can do it at any point, but it's probably best to do it like during the scoring phase.
And now this one here is patient. Discard a card from your hand to draw 1 card.
Mm-hmm.
When can I do that?
Just any time. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I discard any card I want
Yep.
and draw another one.
Yep.
And discard
Cool.
that.
Get it out of there.
This
And
one.
then Axel's turn to play something.
How might I play that?
Well, it just depends. So because this one you have to flip a risk card. So you only want to do stuff like that if you're not going to be getting through normally. So if you're behind and you need to take the chance. The fast feat, just at any point you can just discard a card to get +1. Just like KP discarded a card to draw a card, you can discard a card to get +1. And remember, you can say pass.
Alright, pass. How do you know that I've used that?
Well, you can turn it sideways if you want. I find it's pretty easy to remember because not all the skaters have got abilities going on. For example, you've only got 2 skaters here with abilities, so I don't find like it's too much to remember.
You know.
Yeah, but occasionally Ramps and I will turn things sideways if yeah. So if your jammer has a higher value on the jam stat, then his whole team has in block, then you'll score points. And I'll show you exactly how many points you score like when we get to that bit.
So as you're dealing cards, you're just trying to get that advantage and keep it
Yeah.
until both hands are dealt?
Yeah, or until both people pass. Sometimes you'll both pass like pretty quickly, and yeah, sometimes it depends what you have in your hand. So what you just played that, so it's your turn to play something. You can just pass if you want to keep cards for that.
I'll put one back out. Can I use that again if he took... I don't even know who I stacked this on, does it? Well, I can put
It matters a little bit, like you probably want to not put it all on the one guy.
Oh, because someone might play a remove thing.
Yeah.
I stick it on this guy, and this says, you may remove all action cards from an opposing skater. If you do, flip a risk card to determine the result. This is a shoulder punch.
Okay, cool. So what that's meaning is you don't have to do this. Like you can just take the +1 if you want. But if you want to do it, you select one of his skaters.
Yep.
And then you flip one of the risk cards, and depending on the result, you can remove the cards from that skater. So would you like to do that?
Yes.
So which skater are you? All right, yep, no worries. So get it, shuffle it. So there's 8 cards there. There's success cards, penalty cards, fail cards, and injury cards. So you have a 50% chance of this working. 2 cards will just be, it just fails and nothing happens. And then there's 2 other cards in there which can create some weird situations.
Okay.
Yeah, like a penalty or like the jam can be called off for an injury or something like that.
So I shuffle this and then
Yep, and then just draw one from the top. Yeah. All right, and just do it like out here, so yep. Success. All right, sweet. Yeah, so that now removes that. But you can see, and then that just shuffles back in. But yeah, you can see how that forces you to take like those chances, because if he had have gone a penalty on that, then that whole skater would have been removed from the jam.
Yeah.
And not, yeah, cool. Cool. So you pass and you pass as well. Okay, great, no worries. So because you've both passed, we go into the scoring phase. So that's where we now add up, both of you add up how many block you have in total. So we'll do like one team first and then we'll do the other team. So KP currently has a total of 12. Now your jammer has a total of 12, but it also has the +1. So you're on 13. So at this point you are through and you're scoring. So you'll be getting 4 points. If you equal, so if you didn't have that, if you were on 12 and he was on 12, you would score 2 points. So if you're beneath, you score 0. Also, if you score points and the opposing team doesn't score any points, then you get a lap point. So it's possible to get up to 5 per pass. All right, so you're currently getting your 4. So now how much block did you have? 14, did you say?
Yeah.
Okay, and so you also, because of the lightweight ability, get an additional +2 +2, so it's a +4. So you'll be on 18 because you had 14, and then this ability makes it 18. And KP has 15. Do you want to try and jump someone? One of the opposing skaters does not add their block to the total.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
it makes sense that it's this guy.
Sure.
He's beast.
Yeah. Okay. So in order to see if you succeed or not, you have to flip a risk card.
And
Oh, and it's an
no.
injury.
oh, jammer injured.
All right, so the skater being targeted by the action requiring a risk flip suffers an injury.
Oh, it's my guy then.
The jam immediately ends and neither team scores any points. Proceed to the next phase.
Oh.
There you go. So it was actually, Matt was going to come through with points in that jam, but the injury calls it over. So all the skaters go back to your bench. So remove all the skaters. And all the cards that are remaining go into the discard bar.
So those all go into discard.
Yeah.
That goes
And that goes back into the...
pile.
I don't think I've ever actually flipped an injury. I think it's the first time I've seen it happen. Yeah, cool. And so that is the first jam. So you play 3 jams per period and you play 2 periods. So you play a total of 6 jams. So they'll normally just be like one scoring pass.
Yeah.
But there's a card called Keep Going, which you play at the end of.
Have that and discarded it.
Yeah, so you could play it before you took those cards away, and that would allow you to keep those skaters and like go for more points.
When you say keep playing, all of the cards that you've currently got out still stand?
Yeah, so the card's called Keep Going. I'll show it to you.
And now if we've got none left in our hands, do we then...
So what will happen is you play the Keep Going card. So use this card after scores are calculated at the end of a jam. Discard all action cards in play. Both players may discard any number of cards from their hand and draw up to their team's starting maximum. So remember when you drew those 6 at the start, you would get to draw back up to that. And you could discard any that you didn't want to keep as well if you didn't like them. Yeah, it will actually allow you, like if you have a lineup that you think's like really strong and the other team maybe doesn't, you might be able to capitalize on that by like playing Keep Going. What ramps I've found a couple of times is it gets to like the last jam and one person's in front by like 2 points. And if you've got one of these, they're like worth gold so that you try to get another pass to try and score. And you actually use each skater once per period. You're only allowed to use them once per period. So there's 15 cards there, so you use 5 and then they go away and you have to use from the remaining 10.